Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Bobby and this is the Mablin podcast number 8. Now, if you're a new subscriber, and not even that recently, the last 3 years, what the hell is the Mablin podcast? Well, I tried this idea around 4 years ago, and I had this really, enthusiasm about it where every single week there would be me and a guest. And at that time I had a really good friend. We're still good friends, but he's doing his own thing now, and I really tried to push the idea of doing some sort of co-op channel, because this channel's called MabiVsGames. So back then I really tried to get a friend in with me to play some games, kind of like in the same vein as the Game Grumps, having Aaron and Danny just playing games and having fun doing podcasts in the form of Let's Plays. Is just kind of what I wanted to do. So today is going to be a solo podcast. This is the first Mablin podcast since 4 years, and it's a little unconventional for one person to do a podcast. But the reason I'm doing just a single person this week is just to feel out the space again of podcasting, because podcasts usually go on for like at least an hour to 3 hours for the most part, or at least those are the different podcasts that I listen to. I love podcasts. You learn so much, lots of personalities, and it's a really good platform to just get everything out, because there's so much content that I consume, you consume a week, and there's a lot of things that you want to talk about. It's also a really good thing to do in the background. Like, I listen to podcasts right before I go to sleep, or in the morning as I'm getting up, sometimes when I walk to the store or jog or work out. It's really nice. So like I said, this is number 8. 4 years ago was the last podcast, and the idea for the podcast was just me and George, which was Jorge. We would just talk about whatever comes to mind. It was usually gaming, some stuff that goes in our life, but this is what I'm going to do. So welcome to the first episode in 4 years. And I'm going to go solo. And if this works well, I'll go solo again. So I'm not expecting this to go off running right off the bat, but it's going to be a nice little chill session. So if this is successful and I feel like I want to do this again, once a week, maybe an episode coming out Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and I want to talk about topics that in the gaming industry, maybe huge topics around the world. I want to talk about things that are going on with me in my life, and of course I want to talk about your guys' questions, because I know a lot of people have so many questions on the channel, coming through Twitter, sometimes through Facebook, but a lot of it is coming through YouTube comments and during our Twitch live streams, where I just answer it right there. But some of the questions are so good that maybe I just want to talk about it on a widespread type of public thing for all of you guys to see. So let's begin. I have a list of things I want to talk about today. So this is it. If you guys enjoy, please, like, whatever, do all that good stuff. But more importantly, I want to see your guys' reactions. If you guys like the podcast, let me know down below. And if you want to see your questions answered, throw some questions down there, literally anything, and I will answer it for the next podcast. All right, so let's begin. So I used to have a guest, and I want to talk about him in a second. But yeah, on my first channel, so I had 2 channels. Let's just start from the very beginning. So we can get out of the way. If you're the first time ever watching the podcast, and I don't know why you're watching this podcast, my name is MabiVsGames. That's the name of the channel. I go short by Mabi. My real name is Kevin, and it's spelled with a Y, Kevyn. Very fancy, I know. A lot of people misspell it. Even with some of my close friends misspell it a lot, which is kind of ridiculous. But I want to explain to you guys my roots, and why I'm on YouTube, why I'm talking to a freaking camera in a room alone and stuff like that. So I first watched YouTube 2006 when it first came out. A lot of huge names come and gone, and the rise of gameplay, the rise of personalities, the rise of Let's Players really took off from maybe 2008 to 2011. That's where the boom started, and then you can see the oversaturation today. I'm guilty of it, of course, but I never even thought about making my own YouTube channel until maybe 2010, and I was out of high school at that moment. I really wish, I thought about this. I had this idea earlier, because I feel like if I started, and at the moment I'm 27, I was born in 91. I just got out of high school in 2009. And, you know, I was going to school, I was thinking about a job, I was dating, having a social life, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And here I am, you know, doing what I want to do, but I really wish I did it earlier. And what really kickstarted my enthusiasm and my drive for wanting to do this sort of stuff, and the reason why the camera's offsetting, by the way, is because I'm going to have stuff right here periodically. I'm going to have stuff right here periodically. Yeah, the reason why is just because of Let's Players. One specific Let's Player, as a matter of fact, and I'll get to him right now. PewDiePie. I said it. It's PewDiePie. Now, you know, in today's world, as of recording this podcast, PewDiePie he's still a huge, major, like, force in the gaming, representative, YouTube space, right? But he doesn't do too much gameplay. Every once in a while, he'll do a gameplay video, but he doesn't have to. He doesn't want to. It's all about funny videos, vlog type of things, and drama, and just social stuff. But back then, it used to be just series of gameplays. A one-off every once in a while, montages, you know, OG PewDiePie is what I like to say. And it wasn't that he was just amazingly successful. And okay, so the thing that really allured me in was like, oh my god, I think I can do this too, because, you know, back then, you know, it wasn't so accessible. You didn't know how things worked. Like, oh, how do I even get started with videos back then? It was 2010 or 11 when I thought about this, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I don't have like an amazing crazy computer. I don't have, you know, everything set up. But it was just the simple fact that PewDiePie, Felix, he was a single guy, just doing one solo guy, doing all this amazing work, all this amazing entertainment, and people liked it. They loved it. And I was like, oh my god, I would really, like, this seems like so much fun. And back then, I didn't have my own PC. We had like a family computer, but, you know, I didn't want to, like, what am I going to do? Like, in the middle of like the laundry room where everyone walks by, am I going to just make videos and stuff and talk? No. So, you know, in college, I got my own like laptop. It was a really nice gaming laptop. I would use it for work, but and all that stuff. But then, you know, that was the first time where I actually had something crazy powerful that I can not only stream from, but I can play games and record it. So that was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna make my own channel, and then we did it. So at that time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a channel. What name? You know, what kind of name should I do? So at the time, I was playing MabiVsGames. I think it was 2008, 2009. That was when MabiVsGames kind of came out in North America. It was mostly Korea or China, I think, or Malaysia. Oh my god, I don't remember. But then it came out in North America. All my friends were playing it, and then I jumped on it, and I was like one of the only ones still playing it. So I remember in college, you know, I would go to the library, and not only would I do like work and research, but I would also play MabiVsGames, and I would also I would work part-time on my job, because pretty much my first job wasn't really like a 9 to 5 type of thing, because I was in school, I was working, I was doing some stuff. I pretty much signed up for some sort of like Yahoo independent writer thing, because that's what my major was. I was an English major. I really like sitting down and analyzing things. Like even today when I watch movies and stuff, I always analyze and really try to get like behind the scenes stuff. Is there deeper meanings? How is this made? Stuff like that. It really interests me, right? So I was writing for Yahoo. I was doing gaming reviews. I was doing like nightlife reviews and stuff like that. So I was putting articles up, and it was freelance. They would pay me for the articles. For the initial like submission of the article, like I would write it, and then someone would double check it, make sure it's okay to put up on the website. And I don't even know if they have this program anymore. Like that was that's like not a bad program for someone who wants to like practice writing, and do all that stuff. But yeah, they would check it, and then they would throw it up on there, and then I would also get commission view pay, so I would do that too. But anyway, what was I saying? In the library, I was playing MabiVsGames. And I was writing MabiVsGames guides at the time, you know, just for fun. And I was like, if I make a channel, I guess I'm going to call myself MisterMabi. I couldn't really think of anything. And the name at that time was cool, but now that I think about it, I was like, oh, this is kind of lame. But it's not the worst name in the world, right? So MisterMabi. And then, oh god, it was so long ago. Like this was like 7 years ago when I started that MisterMabi channel. It's still up, by the way. and if you're watching this podcast or if you know me at all, my main branding right now is MabiVsGames across all my platforms, across Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, gaming, and stuff like that. But the Mablin podcast, the MisterMabi channel is still up. And there's a reason why we switched over to the MabiVsGames, which I'll definitely explain to you. But yeah, that was my first time that we have so many videos on there. So many videos on there. So, the reason why we had to switch over from MisterMabi to MabiVsGames was I was kind of forced to at that time. So pretty much I was trying to grow the channel as much as I can. You know, I don't even think like this channel got like 1,000 subscribers. Maybe it's 600 to 1,000. I have no idea what it is now. But anyway, you know, that was the first time I tried doing some sort of live streaming at that same time. And I was live streaming on Justin TV. You know, I was recording, you know, I was putting out, daily videos for YouTube, but I was mostly a Let's Player. I would go play lots of, I was a huge indie game guy. I don't really do much now because a lot of people aren't interested in it. Every once in a while I'll jump back into it for the main channel and throw out some indie games like on, Game Jolt and stuff like that, which is amazing place. Go support those indie developers at Game Jolt. Amazing. I partnered with them, by the way. But yeah, I would do all of that stuff. What was I getting at? Okay, so I was making those videos, and I also dabbled in live streaming from Justin TV, which was the precursor to Twitch. Justin TV turned into Twitch, if you weren't aware of that, just maybe 5 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago. That's what it transformed, because Justin TV wasn't even a gaming thing. So people played games on there. But it was mostly like tons and tons of like copyright stuff. Like that's where I watched The Office. Like I never got into The Office, but then some channel would replay it over and over, all the freaking seasons. So I'd watch it all on there, and it became one of my favorite shows of all time. Can you believe that? A show that was on syndication forever on TV. I never even seen an episode until Justin TV. I just looked randomly and there it was. So I would play it on loop. It was 24/7, and I would watch it. And every time there was a new episode, they would upload the latest episode onto that loop and then keep watching it there. It was amazing. I loved it. The American version, by the way. I never watched the British one. And that was also on Justin TV, where I watched reruns of The Angry Video Game Nerd, Cinemassacre, James Rolfe, and yeah, that's a whole like other stuff. So yeah, I live stream on there, and my first ever live stream that I ever did in my life was a Minecraft one. you know, it's not like today where Minecraft is the crazy huge juggernaut that it was today. You know, back then it was still growing. It was still fairly growing. It wasn't super crazy memey. You know, you didn't Google Minecraft and the first thing that popped up would be my diamonds and none of that crap. It was actually pretty cool. And I wish I had the footage of it. I vividly remember exactly what the video was and what the stream was. I don't remember what program I used. XSplit wasn't a thing. OBS wasn't really a thing. I mean, it probably was, but I never heard about it. It was like some kind of, it's not Camtasia. Camtasia was for recording and editing. It was like some other like really crappy live streaming program. And I was on my gaming laptop, but then I still couldn't handle like streaming and playing Minecraft at the same time. So I remember my first live stream, I did it for like half an hour to an hour, right? It was all new to me. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to play some games and show it off to people live. Minecraft. So I was in my room, I plugged in my laptop and live streamed. And it was my world, my single player world. It was back then before Minecraft was even finished. I had like the settings, if you could play Minecraft, there's a fog setting, your view distance, and depending how good your rig is, you can keep putting the view distance further and further so you can see a lot more in your FOV. But then that of course takes up like a million resources. So I was like on the lowest setting, so everything was close up to you, and to really help the fact that it would be super ugly if the view distance was so close and you can, things would load in. Instead, it has like a fog. So I remember like walking around and showing whatever, the world. Like my single player world, it was just, Minecraft was fun. So I built like tons of stuff. I had like a dirt house because I was like kind of new. I had a dirt house. I remember an archery range. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Like I had like a moat, and then on one side I had like you know, a big old target, and then I would shoot a bow, and it was pretty funny. But anyway, so that was my first ever stream, definitely. And then after a while, you know, I did more streams. I started doing stuff more in Minecraft, like Hunger Games stuff. You know, this is before Battle Royale. You guys remember that? The Hunger Games type of deal. And, you know, during live streaming, copyright was not a problem. So I would play music in the background and, you know, not even think about it. And I wanted to put up a highlight on my MisterMabi channel from the MisterMabi live stream from Justin TV. So I had MisterMabi across all the boards at that time. So, you know, I was streaming MisterMabi account, Minecraft. I had music in the background, and it was like really, really low music. Like you could barely hear it, but it was some sort of Japanese music, some J-pop. Don't ask. I still listen to that stuff. It was J-pop. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take this little, because it was a good highlight for me to take the Minecraft Hunger Games, the whole game, and then just upload it to YouTube to show it off. And then there wasn't even a warning or anything like that. Like a day later, I woke up, boom, copyright strike. And I was like, oh no, this is the first time, like I was so new to YouTube and all that stuff. I was like, oh, well, what is a copyright strike? How does it affect me and stuff like that? And then I did a lot of research. And now, to this day, no, even if a thing gets like even close to being claimed, I take the video out right away, because it is a horrible, horrible thing to have a copyright strike. And I'm going to briefly go over if you don't know how this works. So copyright strikes, community strikes, and stuff like that, really bad on the channel. If you get 3 in a certain time span, your channel just gets deleted and it's over. Like everything you've built up is just gone, right? So you get strikes in certain ways. For community strikes, you know, obviously you throw up tons of controversial things, racist stuff, it gets flagged too much, YouTube sees it, they'll give you a strike. And then same thing with copyright. You put too much, you know, things that don't belong to you, because of course, you know, people make money off it. It's like, oh, you don't own this property, you don't own this music, you don't own the rights to this, you know, clip of a movie or whatever. Copyright strike. And then if you get 3, it's gone. So what happens was like, oh, okay, it's not like the worst thing in the world. I'm not dead. I'll just be careful in the future. But however, a copyright strike at that time, I'm not sure how it works now, it stays with your channel for about 6+ months. And then I think at that time, like when I got the strike, they revoked a lot of YouTube rights that I had. Because remember, like the upload, like the video limit was 10 to 15 minutes. Unless you're partnered, which I was at the time, so I couldn't do like hour+ videos. But then, you know, with the copyright strike, I couldn't do more than a couple minutes. So I was like, oh, this is pretty bad. And then also, I couldn't monetize a video anymore. So everything that I put up, no matter how much views it would get, I would not see a single cent of it. And I was like, oh, I can't do this for 6 months. So, you know, I took a small break, and I was like, oh, this is really dumb. And then I came back strong. I was like, no, I'm gonna go again. But I'm not gonna wait 6 months for this thing to go away. My channel's small anyway. So then I did the MabiVsGames channel, and where I got the name MabiVsGames is one of my favorite streamers of all time. He still streams very, very frequently. Man versus game. I'm MabiVsGames. So you see where that comes from. So it's not like as a copy, it's more of a homage. Like this is like, he got me into streaming just like PewDiePie got me into YouTube. So I was like, oh dude, I love this guy so much. I'm not even copying what he's doing. He's doing his own thing. You know, he has his own style. But you know, I just like the name. I think it worked out well. And man versus game, Mabi versus game, it like, you know, it had a nice like ring to it. Or so I felt. So I did that. So I created that channel in 2013, and the first video I ever posted on there was a Pokemon ROM hack. It was a Game Boy Advance ROM hack, and I did like a couple of episodes on there, and it's embarrassing watching it again. I might watch it again for like a reaction video or something like that. But yeah, that was fun. It was really, really fun. So that was my first ever video on my main channel, and then of course, since I went MabiVsGames, I had to rebrand. My Justin TV and Twitch channel wasn't really huge with the MisterMabi brand, so I got rid of it. I changed everything, made a new channel, new Instagram. Sorry, Instagram wasn't. I mean, it wasn't on Instagram at that time. Twitter, of course, and stuff like that. So it was all MabiVsGames. I wish I could remember my first MabiVsGames streams, but there's been like a million so far that I don't remember. But I will always remember that first Minecraft stream that I had using that terrible live streaming program. So yeah, let's talk about some of my first breakout series as MabiVsGames. Like I said, I just wanted to do, like, I just wanted to play for fun, you know, and not be limited to like my potential. Because with that first copyright strike, it's like I can't grow with this. It's like nothing I can do. I can't make videos of this long, and I can't like make any money to help me buy more equipment stuff. Because everything that I have now, you know, all these 3 monitors that I'm using. I'm using a monitor, nice TV. I got an Xbox One right here. I got a PS4. I got a Nintendo Switch right here. I got another TV for my girlfriend. Another PS4 for my girlfriend. Tons of games collections. Tons of board games collections. You know, food on my back. Rants. Everything. I thank all to you guys in YouTube and Twitch. Honestly, like I still have a long way to go, but I'm content of, you know, what I've got so far. And sure, you know, if I made certain choices here or there, we could be much more further along than we are now. But you know, it's really difficult to conform, especially when you have like such a free personality. I don't want, I'm a hipster. You know, everyone's doing the certain things. It's really, you know, keeping up with the trends. You know, I'm the kind of person who like kind of wants success, but I don't want to like sell out, like hardcore sell out. But what was I saying? First breakout series. So I did lots of random let's plays of old games, because it's funny that my first ever video was the Pokemon thing on a ROM, on a Game Boy Advance ROM emulated the Visual Boy Advanced. And funny enough, yesterday, as of recording this podcast, yesterday on stream, I was using the Visual Boy Advance to stream some games. Oh, I love retro games so much. I don't know what it is. It's just like it's just different when you're just, because I like to think of myself like born in a really interesting time. I was born in '91, and you know, growing up, that's when the internet was born. That's when video games were starting to take off, and that's when the world was being connected. I never would have thought in a million years that I'd be reaching people and talking to them and playing with people. Like I appreciate it whenever I come to the streams. You know, whenever I stream on my Twitch channel, people go, "Oh man, much love from Germany, dude. You know, welcome. Oh, I'm from Poland. I'm from France." I'm like, oh, holy shit! I'm talking to people from around the world, and they're just hanging out with me. It's insane. You know, growing up, no internet. I mean, we had internet when I was like maybe 8 years old plus, but you know, growing up, it was just friends, whoever you would meet. And it was like, I grew up at the time where like that thing gradually came into my life, and then I learned how to, you know, I guess live in the world. Before every single day, everyone, you know, turns on their phone and just checks social media, and then everything's available on their freaking smartphone. It's insane. It was insane. So yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine how it is growing up with kids today. Like maybe like 3 to 4 year olds playing with their like mom's iPad and stuff. Like that's all they know. And you know, sometimes in my head I like to think like, oh, these guys are freaking spoiled. They don't know how to interact with people. This is all they know. But then that's the thing. Like it's not their fault. It's what they're grown up with. It's what society is changing into. We're becoming more reluctant, more reliant on technology, which is it's pretty crazy if you think about it. Like I wish, because I'm not going to be alive in how old am I? 27. I'm probably not going to be alive in 50 plus years, you know. But I would love to, like, if you know, reincarnation is a thing, I want to be born again in 100 years to see the world change, because I have no idea where technology is taking us. It's insane. So I keep going off topic. My first big push. Yes, my first big push. The first breakout series, of course, it was Don't Starve. Don't Starve came out maybe 2013, 2014, and it was still in early access. This was before, I think it was before it was on Steam, or when it was on Steam. Yeah, that was, you know, I did other series too, like tons of retro games, tons of indie games. I would love to do the horror indie games, but then my first big one was Don't Starve, which started getting me a lot of views because it was getting big at the time. It was growing. It's still a pretty okay franchise now. They're still coming out with another DLC, and if you're watching, you know, this podcast relative to when it's come out, the release date, yeah, I'm still uploading Don't Starve. I just recently started another playthrough because the game is that fun to come back to. It has such a crazy, awesome art style. A lot of people like to, you know, be all like, oh, this is, oh God, what's that one guy's style. Ooh, the same person who did Nightmare Before Christmas and the Batman one. They go, oh yeah, this is like, if he did like a game, this would be his style and stuff like that. So yeah, Don't Starve. I remember playing Don't Starve, like one of the first ever versions. One of the craziest sort of mechanics that they got rid of, that they used to have, and not a lot of people might know if they're new to the series, is in Don't Starve, you would gather resources and you would build a science machine, and standing near the science machine would allow you to learn recipes and just build it. Back then, I remember you had to collect materials, build them a science machine, but to unlock recipes, you have to get something called science points. So to get science points, you would literally get whatever item you find, different values, of course, for rare items, and you would sacrifice it on the machine, and you would get points, and you use those points to unlock it. It was a weird system. I think that one could have worked. I would have, I think if they kept that system and made it work, like, yeah, I think it would work out well, because right now you just get the material and you build it, which is not bad. It makes sense. But I feel like with this sort of game, some sort of progression would be nice. Like, if you fight like if you kill like 10 spiders, you learn how to make a top hat or silk hat, that type of thing. Like, it could have worked. So yeah, Don't Starve, I would make a video every single day, and then when there would be a new update, because they would roll updates out a week, every 2 weeks, I would make a freaking new video about it, talking about it, and I was on the ball, dude. I was on the ball about that. It was amazing. So yeah, we would get like 500 to 1,000 views per, and that's pretty crazy. Starting off, we're like, oh my god, new subscribers every day, a lot of people talking, people loving this stuff. And then of course we did even more series, because I love variety. I try my hardest to play new games all the time. New games, retro, and old games. I play everything. And if you're a gamer, if you really want to call yourself a gamer, be open. Play everything that's out there, because there are so many people who come to the channel in the comments section. So many people on the Twitch channel. I only play 1 to 5 games. Yeah, I game all day, every day, Terraria, Fortnite. It's like, oh god, you guys have to experience these new games. Like, I'm open. I play new games all the time. But I also love to go back and play old games that I never got to play as a child. So even right now, I'm playing Super Bomberman 2 for the Super Nintendo on the stream, playing for you guys. It's fun. Some people are recommending me like Ultima 1 and 2. I really want to try out that too. I've never played Diablo 1 or 2 either. I want to check those out. Okay. So those are my first breakout series. Now let's talk about my first big push. Now this is it's a pretty interesting story. I was growing a little bit, snowballing a little bit off the games that I was playing, but then, the more enthusiastic you are, the more your brain like tries to figure out ways to grow the channel. I was like, oh, maybe if I socialize with this person, if I co-op with this, if I play a game at this time, if I upload maybe in the morning instead of night, if I upload 2 videos a day or 5 videos a day, maybe 8 videos a day. There was one time in my YouTube career where I did 7 videos a day, because I had so much time in my hands. I had so much I wanted to give. But then of course there's always the quality over quantity type of thing. Is it better? Do you want to oversaturate? And YouTube was crazy back then. Today it's like it's a freaking mess with the algorithm. You don't know what to do. Watch time minutes, tags, shares. I even heard that there's one thing where they want to keep people on YouTube as much as possible, so they penalize certain channels if you keep linking offsite, which I do all the time. So I feel like I am a huge major victim of this. This is an underlying mechanic that the algorithm has. Like, okay, so if someone clicks on one of your video and you link them to a playlist or to another video of yours, and then YouTube reads that and like, oh, this channel's good. They're keeping the attention of the user by clicking on this video. Now they're on another video. Wow, they're staying on YouTube. Keep pushing this channel. This is awesome. Recently, though, in the last year, I have been crazy pushing my Twitch every single day. In all my videos, I go, please come check out the Twitch channel, and come do all the stuff. So whenever anyone clicks on my channel to click off of YouTube to Twitch, YouTube definitely 100% penalizes you for that. And the way that they penalize you is they take off, they really lower your search results, and that really hinders the channel. So it's become like a crazy conundrum for me whether or not I want to keep like trying to grow my Twitch from the YouTube, because you know, since the YouTube apocalypse, it's been, you know, so much advice has been given. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. So that's why I've been really trying to grow my Twitch, because I don't want YouTube to just up and, you know, one day up and leave, because if that is, that was my whole livelihood. So that was the one reason why I pushed my Twitch so hard. It really hurts, like okay, I grew my audience for many years, so 5 years plus on YouTube, but then no one wants to support me on Twitch. I don't know what the hell the deal is. It could just be my audience is too young, that they don't want to open up their mind, or they really don't like it, but then why would they be subscribed and watch my videos? And then I come to a realization that they don't care about me at all. They don't want to help me out and watch stuff that I play on Twitch. They only care about Terraria and just the game. So it sucks. Like, I try so hard. Like, I built my channel because I can easily do just a voice channel, and you know, grow from there. And you know, at times I think like, oh man, you know, I really hate thinking about this, but you know, a lot of people aren't used to different faces. People judge you on how you look, you know, and especially if you're a minority, like myself. I really hate thinking like this, but you know, you can't help but think like, why do events lead to different events? And then it's like, oh, maybe if I never showed my face, maybe if I was just a voice, maybe I could be somewhere else where I am now. Maybe I could have grown much more further, faster. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of channels who are very successful with just the voice. But then I wanted to be one of those exceptions where like, yeah, I'm brown, so what? I want to play videos and I want people to like me. But then, you know, those are just random shower thoughts or whatever. Well, I keep going off topic. The big push. The big push. I don't even remember my big channel push. I don't even remember how I got to this thingy, but that's what happens, man. I ramble a lot, which is what these podcasts are for, I guess. You know, it would be nice to have a secondary person here to hang out, and who knows, I might bring in my girlfriend, or I'll ask, you know what, I'm gonna ask George again. I haven't talked to him about this in 4 years, but I will try talking to him again, because honestly, it's not that bad. We used to do podcasts through Skype, so there you go. I'll try it again. I think it might be fun. I'll try to persuade him, guys. If this podcast is successful and people watch it, I'll try to persuade him. So it's up to you guys. If you guys want to see more, trust me, it's much more fun and entertaining when I have someone to bounce off of. And George is funny as hell, man. Okay, my big YouTube push came from Pewdiepie. What? How? Yeah, my big push came from Pewdiepie. I got a lot of subscribers. How did this happen? A couple years ago, Pewdiepie uploaded a video saying that he wanted to do a viewer competition shout out. People would apply, and then he would choose and show off on his channel. And I didn't win, but I kind of got like okay, so if getting chosen by him was a huge cannonball splash, I got hit by the waves, if that makes any sense. So the way that the contest worked and how I got splashed by, you know, the residue, pretty much. And this, I was so lucky. This was like timing, man. This was timing. So he uploaded the video, and I was just browsing through a subscriber list at the time, and he uploaded a video like less than an hour ago. It's like, oh, okay, let's watch it out, subscriber thingy. You know, I'm not really enthusiastic about that, but I was like, oh my god, I'm so early. Let's see how this works. So he had a form at that time where he said in the video, oh, go over there, post your channel, post a video that you would like to show off that represents you, and put a little description. I was like, okay, I'll try this. I don't remember what video I put up. Honestly, I wasn't like crazy at the time. I didn't have like amazing montage videos or something like that. You know, I had like series playthroughs. So I put up a Minecraft video, but then I really tried my hardest. You know, I was like, oh yeah, I started, you know, years ago. This is what I do and all that stuff. And the forum page, I was on the very first page, because it would have maybe like 50 submissions on one page, and then, you know, forums and threads. It would be like, okay, one page has 50, page 2 has 50, page 3 has 50, so on. So I got on the first page. So then so many people, so many people, you know, would get into this, would try their hardest and jump into this this contest. And then I guess everyone would look down the list and see who's on the first page. Like, oh, who's my competition? Maybe I'll find some other channels like a lot from there. So yeah, thank you, PewDiePie. You know, he'll never know. He'll never know. He helped me out a little bit, but a little push from there. Okay, so yeah, I don't worry, guys. Every single podcast, if we continue to do this, I won't talk about my past or anything like that. But I thought, you know, for this nice return of the Mablin podcast, you know, even though it's episode 8. That was 4 years ago. I thought I would give you a little bit of history and stuff like that of you know, of how we came to be and where I am now and stuff like that. So I want to talk about some other stuff. Like every single week I'm going to have different topics and of course questions. I hope you guys really throw out your questions because I would love to answer whatever you guys have because you guys are amazing. You know, the least I can do is entertain and talk about and shout you out in videos and, you know, talk about your questions. So what games am I playing at the moment? Besides, you know, all the obvious ones that I play on screen, I dabble in a little bit of games off screen just as, you know, like I can't record everything that I play as much as I would love to, you know, as much as I would really love to literally record every game that I play and somehow turn it into content. I would love that. I'm pretty sure gamer YouTubers know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure even vloggers know what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, I'm going to go to the grocery store today. Can I turn this into a video? You know, stuff like that. So I do play some stuff offline. Not that many games, but it's, you know, they're pretty much games that I play right before I go to sleep, or, you know, maybe I have 30 minutes to kill before I have to leave the house or something like that. Or, you know, maybe I'm rendering a video, have a podcast in the background. I can't really play, you know, can't do anything, so I just play a game, right? I play, like, right now I'm playing Slay the Spire. It's really, really fun. You know, I do sometimes stream it, and I do sometimes make a montage video for the channel, but I played a lot off screen. It's one of those games where you can sit back and you can play with nothing but just the mouse and you don't have to think too much. So I leave the podcast like here on my other monitor. I watch the podcast and then I play a card and I play a card. It's one of those games where I'm like, oh, because it's like really fun. It's like you don't have to sit down with the controller. It's not crazy action. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think too hard about it. The more you play Slay the Spire, the more you're on autopilot, and then you're just going through the motions of, okay, is this a good RNG run? Because you kind of know after you get to the first boss, oh, you know, the deck that I created that RNG gave to me, it's not good. Probably gonna die. But then you know those runs, I was like, oh my god, this is an amazing combination. I could win. So yeah, I'm playing a lot of that. So fun. And by the way, I got to Ascension 15. Ascension 15. Playing as the Ironclad. If you don't know what that is, that's like new game plus 15. Every single new game, you know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. It adds some sort of negative benefit for your character, so it gets harder and harder and harder every single time. I got to 15. I'm very happy about that. Right now, I think I'm on Ascension 7 or 8 with the Silent, and then with the Defect, I'm like Ascension 9 or 10. You know, I like to say like, oh, I'm good at the game, but then, you know, the game's still in early access. It is changing all of the time. It is really changing. So what's it called? So what I hope that the developers do when the game finally releases is wipe everyone's progress. Wipe all the progress, because a lot of people like to brag, oh, I got to Ascension 15 the first week the game came out. You know, the first time they added Ascension or the Defect, I do add Ascension. It's like, that was before they balanced it, dog. That was before they added cards. That's before they removed cards. That's before, you know, they buffed enemies, debuffed enemies, and changed things around. Yeah, the real game comes out when the game gets released, version 1.0, and I hope that they freaking wipe all the damn progress out. Wipe it. There's no point keeping it. There's no point keeping it. Wipe everything, please. Start fresh. So yeah, Slay the Spire, great game. Can't recommend it enough. I hope they finish it. I'm getting like 140 megabyte updates almost every single day, and they keep changing stuff. I'm in the beta program, and everyone can do this. A lot of people, like the way that it works right now is like maybe like every couple of weeks, everyone gets a big patch for the game. But if you opt into the beta, which you can do it from the Steam menu, you know, you go in your library, you right-click the game properties, you know, DLC or betas, you opt in it, and then you get updates like every single day, and then you can go inside and read the patch notes. Oh, they updated R, they fixed the bug changes, and then sometimes you get some really cool ones, like, oh, added this card. Ooh, yeah, upgraded this, balanced it out, so you can just play and have fun weekly. So that was cool. Another game that I'm playing on my own, which I should probably stream more, honestly. State of Decay 2, I love the first one, and I have a play. If you guys don't know, I actually have a playthrough of it on my secondary YouTube channel, MabiVsGames in VOD, and this is such a huge conundrum. Like, I don't know, like I record so much that I don't know like how I want to put the videos out to everybody. Because I love games, I love recording, I love trying to entertain, and I just want to figure out the best way to put out content for you guys. So that's why I created my second YouTube channel, MabiVsGames VOD, where I would put up the extra stuff. But then I'm like, is that really extra stuff, or do I want to put it on the main channel? So my original thought for the VOD channel was, this is where I'm going to put all the crazy long Let's Plays that no one will ever want to watch. But then, what do I put on the main channel? I do Let's Plays on the main channel, right? Whew. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been putting up my Dark Souls Remastered playthrough, my State of Decay playthrough on there, and those videos are hour long each. And sometimes I just put up the whole stream. Like okay, so sometimes I stream for 6 hours plus, but in those 6 hour plus streams, sometimes I stream 2 hours of maybe Dark Souls. So I would clip out 2 hours, poof, Dark Souls that I played that day, call it part 1, boom, stick it on the secondary channel. It's just really hard to get a beat on what people want to watch. Me, like, I kind of go off of what I want personally, but that's not always the best thing. Like for me, seeing a 2.5 hour video of one of my favorite YouTubers just playing a video, like for instance, Cinemassacre, James Rolfe, Mike Batey is pretty much like his partner in crime. He streams a lot, and I can't catch every single stream because I'm doing my own work. But when he uploads a full stream of the game on YouTube, I watch that thing. I put it in the background. I'm so happy that he puts it there. So for me personally, I have a lot of patience. I like to, you know, like I said, I like to listen to podcasts and stuff because I sit at the computer so much. I do a lot of background work. There's a lot of stuff that goes into a channel, guys, and I do a lot of that work. So I like to leave stuff in the background. And one of my favorite things is to put gameplay stuff. So I you know, for me personally, I love watching long videos as well as short montages every once in a while. But like I leave it on, so I'm like, okay, you know, if I like watching this, I'll put some of this stuff up too. But then that's what I want, not what my main audience wants. So that's what the second channel was for. But I don't know if that's the right choice. And you know, it was also the argument, oh, how about, you know, instead of a 3 hour long video that I can put in one day on the VOD channel, how about I split it into half-an-hour segments and put it on the main channel over the course of 3 weeks? It's like, would I rather put up one 3 hour video that you can enjoy right away whenever you want, or do I split it up? Because, okay, so let's just say that 3 hour video, I split it up in 5 episodes, right? 3 times 5, so 15. Oh no! Wait. What am I doing here? Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 3 hour long video, 3 hour long one video could potentially split into 6 30-minute videos. Am I math wrong? I'm stupid. Okay, but then there's also the argument, oh, are you greedy? Are you trying to, you know, make money off this? Like, are you trying to put as many videos as you can so you can just don't have to work? Because like, I like, my ideal situation would be that I want to put up as much as I can just because I love playing games. So putting up like two hour long videos a day, I would love to do that. I would love to do that because I play so much. But then it just depends on the audience, man. Like my audience is short-term audience. They come in and out and they don't really watch a lot. They like the 10 to 20 minute videos. If I go to my analytics, and we're going to go more into like YouTube details and stuff like that, you know, not only do they watch Terraria only on my channel, but they don't stay that long. You know, they stay for 5 minutes at the most and they bounce. So putting like, it's like a huge nightmare if I would have put up like 5 hour long videos and they watch 5 minutes and leave. That would show YouTube like, yeah, this channel is garbage. So the algorithm is changing, the audience is changing, and the way that I'm recording is changing. I primarily only did YouTube content, I would, right now I live stream everything. I record everything and I take everything. For instance, my 6-hour live stream yesterday, I recorded 3 Terrarias. I recorded 3 Don't Starves. I did an episode of Bomberman. I played a bunch of Fortnite. I played a bunch of PUBG. And I played Dota. And then I take everything and I turn it into videos. It's time efficient. Honestly, it really is. To just stream and not do anything with it, and then go off for another 6 hours and do YouTube videos. It's just not efficient. It's 12 hours of my life, of every single day. So it's just much better if I record everything during the live stream, right? But then it's like, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to format it and put it on. Right now, I'm doing the 15 to 30 minute videos for Let's Plays, but then I'm also trying to throw out retro games. I'm also throwing out montage videos, which is, I love so much making the montage videos, but not a lot of people watch it. That's the thing. I spent 3 hours playing Dark Souls the other day, and rumming through the footage was probably another 3 hours, finding my favorite moments and then cutting it and then trying to make it look funny and then having it amount to only 10 minutes. So that's like 6 hours for this 10-minute video, and it gets 50 views at the most. As much fun as I have doing it, and as I love watching it back so much, these Mablin Tales videos, I love watching it back because it's like cut to cut to cut to cut to cut of my favorite moments. It's a lot of work. But the end product, I love it so much. But at the end of the day, I can't spend, I can't do like 5 of these videos a week. I'm trying to do like these videos as frequent as I can, the Mablin Tales videos, but the return on it is not good. It's really not good. 1 15-minute recording of Terraria, 2 minutes to edit, gets 8 times the views, 10 times the amount of views as a 6-hour effort for 1 10-minute video that I do. So it's really difficult to decide whether or not I want to keep trying hardcore quality over quantity. Because right now, quantity is winning out. Half-assed 30 videos, throw them out. Or spend forever and make really quality videos. It's tough. It's really tough, So yeah, that's State of Decay. I was playing still, State of Decay. Play State of Decay. I keep rambling off, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I guess I have a lot on my mind. But yeah, we'll go from there. And here's what I'm going to do. For these Mablin podcasts, I feel like I want to make them around an hour to 2 hour long, just for something that you guys can listen to in the background once a week. But I want to really, really pick up the pace. Because what I've learned from doing this 50-minute one that I just did is I like to ramble. So next time I want to have a really cool format. I want to have, okay, I'm going to talk about this, only for a certain amount of time. So hey, maybe I talk about a game I'm playing 10 minutes. Don't go past that. And maybe about an event that's happening 5 minutes. Don't go past that. So I'm really going to try to like pop. I want to have different segments. Talk about this. Q&A, stuff like that. So I'm going to end this one here. If you guys enjoyed, like helps so much. If you haven't already, subscribe daily videos. And this is number 8 of the last one was 4 years ago. And if you got to the end of this episode and you're listening, thank you so much. And I would love it if you guys would leave a comment down below letting me know how you feel about the Mablin podcast. How do you feel about the format? Would you guys want to see one every week? Maybe one every 2 weeks? And if you're really into it and you can't wait for the next one, please leave a question down below. I would love to answer for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.